In 2002, I have had my second son, Matthew. I'm done my maternity leave and I've gone to apply for a job. So I walked into this interview in my powder blue suit, and the recruiter was this gentleman named Scott McNeil. And he sat and he said, you know, Katherine, I really like your resume. You seem to have all the qualities that we're looking for. He said, but one thing is driving me crazy. And I've been a recruiter a long time. And you've been in this industry for 10 years. How come I don't know you? What it made me do is it made me think. And I thought to myself, yeah, it has been 10 years. This is my second career, and I think this is the career I want for the rest of my life. What am I going to do about it if I don't get ahead the way I want to, because this is what I'm passionate about? I can't just not move. I have to be known. I have to get out there. But how? The thing is, all of you here, whether you're working in a corporation or a family business, etc., you're looking always to do something about getting your company out there, getting the name out there, getting yourselves out there. And you're going to say to me, but Katherine, I'm not a brand. I'm just me. And the reality is, you are a brand. Jeff Bezos says, if you want to know what your brand is, the minute you walk out of a room and people say something, whatever it is they say about you, that is your brand. And Maya Angelou, the late Maya Angelou, used to say, you know, people are never ever going to remember what you've said to them. They're always going to remember how you made them feel. If you are not branding yourself, someone is already doing it for you. So take control. Being your authentic self in the marketplace where your strongest qualities are dialed up. That's what we're going to talk about, your strongest qualities. You know, what am I really good at, and am I exercising my key strengths? And what gives me joy? That's so important, right? What makes you happy? And where are the jobs right now? Where are they going to be? Right? Does the world need me to do what only I can do? But I believe that the three things you really need to do is just three things. You need to assess or audit yourself. You need to amplify your strengths. And then you need to always be advancing. So let's talk about doing an assessment or an audit. This is actually the most fun, quite frankly. What I want you to do is look at the past and look at the present and look at the future. So in the past, I know this sounds crazy, but if you have, or your mother has, your report cards, go read your old report cards. You want to find out what you liked and what you did. What did you do when you did extracurricular activities? What did your teachers say about you? You have to find your place. So do that assessment. Ask your teachers, look at your report cards. Ask yourself questions like this. Where have you worked in the past? Look at your resume. What does that say? I know where you are now, but what does it say where you were? And did you like that? What did your previous employer say about you? We've all had an employee evaluation, right? What did they say? What were your strengths? When you were growing up, what did you enjoy doing? What were your hobbies? What were you good at? Ask your friends, your family. You have to look at the future, and what is the short term for you in your future? Is short term 1 year, or is it 3 years, or is it 5 years? But you have to ask yourself those questions. You have to assess what your strengths are and what your development areas are. And so what do you do when you do that? Do you worry about your development areas? You can. If you're in an early part in your career and you think, you know, I like this, I don't love it, and you want to tweak it, you can. If you're later, guess what? I don't want to say you're set in your ways, but to a certain degree, you have gravitated to what you're exceptional at. So there's nothing wrong with dialing that up. And that's part number 2, is amplifying. Digitally, there are so many ways you can amplify your strengths. You can be on LinkedIn, and I hope you're on LinkedIn, and that's a great place to network. This is the best time to amplify your strengths and have everybody see it. Let's face it, everybody knows when you're having French toast in the Caribbean when you go on vacation at Facebook, right? So why not talk about all the great things you're doing at work? But if you sit still and you don't keep moving forward, you will be crushed. And it sounds harsh, but the thing is, we're moving fast. So you have to advance. I'm not saying advance like everybody else. Advance in the way that works for you. Does advancement mean volunteering on a board? Maybe that's what you do, you volunteer on a board. Does advancement mean that you teach? You've got a lot that you've learned regardless of your age. Have you mastered something? Teach it to somebody. Advance yourself by teaching it to somebody and learning something new for yourself. Thank you very much.